gentlemen, my name is Martin Ryan Empire here. I want you to listen to one of my all-time favorite YouTubers of all times, none other than BC Amplify. As I want you to listen clearly and listen good, because BC Amplify, and I'll put a description to his YouTube channel and his video. And if you want to go and watch him, because he's always says fact and truth about the triple smash match at Mania, because I wasn't happy about it. And excuse me, my eyes itchy. But let's get down. Let's listen to the Amplify man.
One, Edge versus Roman for the championship.
Yeah, I was so looking forward to that.
Who would have thought people would be pissed off that a champion isn't taking on a #1 contender at a big pay-per-view, the biggest of the year. And we're going to have multiple #1 contenders. One dude literally cried his way into the match.
Exactly.
But that's all you got to do these days. Just ask Rhea Ripley, right? She didn't have to cry, actually. She just said, I would like a title match. She just waltzes into WWE. She's like, I want a match. It's not a good match. Don't be so sure. Don't cling on Vince McMahon's balls. He doesn't need his ego stroked anymore.
Yeah.
On the same card, you have Almost. That's right, I call him Almost. He's got his first match ever on that main roster, and he's going for a championship too. But everybody's okay with all of it. Daniel Bryan added 2 weeks before the actual event,
2 fucking weeks.
A dream match to many, and when you think it's a dream match or not, whether it is to you or not, the title match is there for a reason. Edge wins the Royal Rumble. He gets to take on the champion of his choosing. 1-on-1. That's the rule.
Woman versus Edge.
It's been. Well, since 2014, 7 years ago, when Daniel Bryan, of all people, was inserted somehow into this whole situation. And that's why people are saying Edge got Batista, because Batista won that year, and it was Daniel Bryan who found his way in the mix. But you see, back then, Daniel Bryan, the Yes Movement, that was something huge. Vince had no other choice, man. You had to. You had to stroke the ego of the Yes Movement, because the Yes Movement wasn't going away. Here we are 7 years later, and it's almost like we're trying to manufacture that same feeling. We're all trying to get everybody on board with this Daniel Bryan movement, and it's not even a movement. Daniel Bryan has been irrelevant in 2020, and in 2021, he's been racking up one loss after another. A couple to Cesaro, a couple to Roman Reigns, but yet he's crying his way into a main event that is Edge's spot.
Yeah, Edge's spot.
And there's fans out there that are loving this and are dumbfounded that people are not on board. Why are people having a problem with this? It's Daniel Bryan. Yeah, Daniel Bryan. The same guy who is just irrelevant right now as he was in 2020.
Exactly.
Nobody gives a fuck. I like Daniel Bryan.
Same here.
In no way, shape, or form.
I agree.
Should this dude be in a main event going for a championship? Just hasn't been booked that way. In fact, Cesaro would have that spot if you're asking BC in 2021.
Exactly.
Cesaro would be more inclined to be in that match.
Exactly, I know, quite agree.
Daniel Bryan, get this? I'm still dumbfounded. But there's people that are stroking WWE's cock. They're shining Vince's balls for some reason. They're going as far as to say, now this is WrestleMania season. Now I'm pumped up.
No, it's not WrestleMania.
Match. Same thing I was hearing with Rhea Ripley and Asuka. Oh, Dana Brooke, you could have just asked. The company doesn't care about how they get to a place, to a match. So why should we? But you have these WWE fans that think they can do no wrong or let them off the hook. They'll claim they shit on WWE 90% of the time.
Exactly.
This is the right decision.
No, it's not a right decision.
Bypassing the entire women division is the right decision. How about you plan ahead and you plant Rhea Ripley the right way 2 months before? No, this company is very last minute. Daniel Bryan, it's going to be a good match. I'm okay with this triple threat base lane.
I'm not.
That's great. That's your prerogative. That's your opinion.
Yeah.
But once you start touching your little grubby fingers on that keyboard, and you start to put down the people that actually have logic and common sense in the community, and we're calling bullshit on this triple threat match, that's when I have an issue. Because you're trying to turn your opinion into a fact.
Yeah.
Just because you like Daniel Bryan in a triple threat does not get away from the facts that it is wrong. The Royal Rumble is now rendered meaningless.
As a joke.
So because you get your way and you have a triple threat, and now it's going to be a good match, basically.
I
It's going to be a good match.
Not going to be a good match because...
What about the Royal Rumble? Now, every year when they say this is the moment that somebody gets an opportunity one-on-one with a champion of their choice at WrestleMania, now we all know it's bullshit.
I agree.
It's bull. That's not the case, because now we know there's 2 fucking pay-per-views before we get to Mania, and bullshit booking to blur the lines and muddy the waters. That's the truth.
I agree.
But if you don't have logic and common sense, or you just want to turn a blind eye, or you just want to stroke Vince McMahon's ego and his cock, and shine up his balls real nicely, and say WWE at least is making right decisions now. The triple threat, Rhea Ripley, almost going for a tag title. I know it doesn't make sense, BC and the AMP unit and smart wrestling fans, but just give it a chance.
Nope.
It's going to be good matches. I could see great matches at the local bingo hall with Danny Dipshit Guggenheimer and Fuckwad Fred.
Yeah, I love to see that.
Referee, my local pizza delivery guy, Luigi Lugnuts.
Yeah.
I can see a great wrestling match at the local bingo hall. I can see damn solid wrestling if they allow them time on a Raw, a SmackDown, AEW Dynamite, and ROH. I can go over to Impact and probably catch some good wrestling. Definitely New Japan.
Yeah, exactly.
WrestleMania is more than just a good match. It's about those epic storylines going into it.
Exactly.
It's about those monumental moments. It's about the excitement, the aura, the feel. And you're telling me you feel that for this WrestleMania? This card is bogus.
And I agree with BC on that. 100% on that. Point blank. Every word he says true.
Sure, it's filled with what could be good matches. How we got there, utter bullshit. The feeling that we have for these matches, non-existent. Cesaro and Rollins, good match. Of course. Is it going to be, though? Is Vince going to allow them the time? That's another story. Needs to see Cesaro and Rollins on a pay-per-view. I'll do you one better, Owen. How he keeps doing it. And all of us with logic and common sense and knowledge in the business, and we want to see it grow and get better and progress, we stay stunted. The growth is stunted. It goes nowhere. It halts. In fact, it regresses because of those so-called fans that are okay with Owens and Zayn for 157 top. It'll be a good match. There's no care. No thought was put into this story. Rollins comes back. Cesaro stays by ringside.
Looking for... We're not here for Cesaro. We're not here for Seth. We're not here... Sami Zayn.
Jericho, many times in his matches, couldn't even perform the moves that he once could do in his sleep. But everyone let Jericho off the hook. Nobody was talking about the dude's age.
Yeah.
But Edge all of a sudden can no longer go. Edge is looking old. That was a story that Melty Boy broke.
Melty
and a lot
Boy.
of dipshits in the community.
Melty Boy.
Every word in that report. We're hearing that Vince McMahon thinks that Edge looks too old. What are you talking about, bro? This doesn't sound like a made-up story to you?
Yeah.
Edge is looking old? Goldberg didn't look old when he won a championship. Undertaker didn't look old when he was in big-time WrestleMania matches. Vince gave them the ball, no problem. Edge looking old was a bogus story. Bogus to the highest degree, and if you are one of those clowns claiming Edge is too old, he's looking too old.
No, he's not.
Then that is hypocritical to the highest degree, and you are a hypocrite, because I wasn't hearing these cries with Chris Jericho. And even when he lost the championship, still competing on Dynamite, and I would see this dude almost fall on his head trying to do a lion salt.
Yeah.
Just a lion salt. Something he could do in his sleep. But you could clearly see he gained weight. He was looking older. But nobody was crying out. This is just literal hate on Edge, spewed, formed at the core of some of the most pathetic dipshits in this community. Podcasters and YouTubers. And they form these theories.
Yeah.
They form this bullshit and these bogus tabloid rubbish stories.
I agree.
And people grasp onto them. And it's just spewing hatred toward Edge when it's unjustified, and hypocritical more than anything else.
I hate when people
you
mean
want
to
talk
Edge.
Hypocritical. The same people that had a problem with Charlotte Flair. I was one of them, by the way, for justified reasons. But everybody had a problem when Charlotte was inserted to Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch's business.
I don't even like that match.
For justified reasons. We saw what Vince was trying to do for weeks, and then just a couple weeks beforehand, he actually announces Charlotte into this match, and we were outraged. That's not how it should be. Let them handle their business. That's what's fair anyway. That's what makes the most sense. But no, Charlotte got inserted. And the same motherfuckers that had a problem with it, they're okay with Danny Bryan in this match, with Edge and Roman.
Yeah.
They're okay with it, because they like Daniel Bryan. Yeah, and then they say this makes sense. They say this is more of a story than Edge and Roman. They claim that Edge and Roman had no story, so they weren't excited. So this makes
I'm looking forward to Edge versus Roman.
They didn't have a story, dumbass, because Vince never allowed them to.
Yeah.
Go back during the last couple months and see the one-on-one altercations with Roman and Edge. They were phenomenal. You were on the edge of your seat with their promo alone.
I done my reaction out of it.
Because they had Elimination Chamber and Fastlane, Vince McMahon had to throw in the third wheel.
Yeah, third wheel, Daniel Bryan.
And enough people started speaking on the internet because their voice matters. Danny Bryan should be going for the title. Bryan. Why isn't Danny Bryan going? He represents us 5'9", 160-pound soaking wet dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to see just superstar Edge and superstar Roman. We need to get one of these guys that looks like me in that. That's what these fans were saying.
Yep. Schmuck fans.
Joe Schmo and Joe Schmuck sitting at home.
Yeah.
They want to see their local hero, Dan Bryan. So here comes Dan Bryan all of a sudden. Literally, the storyline that everybody is saying is better than Edge and Roman.
Get out of it.
Vince didn't even allow them to have a storyline.
Yeah.
There were only occasions that they had a one-on-one promo. They absolutely crushed it, and it was
cross and fire.
Could you imagine if Danny Bryan was not a part of the equation the last 2 months? Edge and Roman would have been rock star status.
Yeah, I can see
that. Electrifying. That's what nobody wants to talk about. They want to talk about how lack of a story there was, but they don't want to place blame on Vince McMahon.
Yep.
He didn't allow Edge to have a story with Roman. Tell the truth. Tell the fucking truth. No, we don't tell the truth. No, we're going to fill our narrative. They didn't have a storyline. It was Daniel Bryan that was in the storyline. Yeah, because Vince made it such.
Exactly.
It was a fucking horrible storyline. Don't fool yourself. Or if you're going to, don't turn it around and try to fool B, C, Amplify, my amplified unit, my people, the smartest motherfuckers in the wrestling community.
I'm one of them.
You ain't pulling that shit here. Tell me Daniel Bryan has been a fun feud with Roman or Edge? Bullshit! This dude lost square up in fucking a minute at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, Elimination Chamber and Fastlane.
I don't care if he fought 35 people in a Texas death match beforehand. He lost his one-on-one match with Roman. That's it. Somehow he gets another match at Fastlane, and he loses.
Yeah.
He loses because he did not prevent the original referee from getting knocked out, A. B, he hit the fucking special enforcer with a steel chair. Did you honestly think there wasn't going to be retaliation? You've been a pro wrestler for over 20 years. You know that. So he tapped Roman out a little bit. That's the story. No, you lost. You fucking lost.
Yeah.
If you deserve another rematch down the line, then you'll get it after Edge gets his one-on-one because he did win the Rumble, and that's what he is owed. But he comes out on SmackDown, and the storyline is they literally, for anybody who thinks this is the right decision to be made,
Nope.
WWE made you look like an idiot. The whole story Friday night was Daniel Bryan in WWE admitting that he shouldn't be in the match. Admitting that he's crying and bitching his way into it. Because the whole story was, I understand people are upset. He literally said on SmackDown, I understand a lot of people are upset with this, but I think I should be in the main event. And
no, he should not be in a fucking main event.
And I can take on the winner. I could be on night number 2. I should be at WrestleMania. But they literally had to try to let people know that they understand the frustration. They understand this is bullshit. They literally spent the entire night trying to even wrestle with the idea of putting Daniel Bryan in the match. That tells you right there, WWE was in panic mode. They were backpedaling. They knew this decision was going to come with a lot of outrage. A lot of people that are actually smart were going to have a problem with this. They knew it. That's what everybody that loves this decision is trying to say today and going forward toward WrestleMania. It was a better storyline. Hey, fucking idiot, dumb schmuck. Twiddle Tits McGee, listen up. There was no story. You think somebody as knowledgeable in pro wrestling as BC is excited for anything Daniel Bryan is doing with Roman or Edge for WrestleMania? Get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
What was exciting to you? Is the Elimination Chamber match with Roman?
Yeah.
What awesome parts of their story are you remembering?
Nothing.
Build up to Fastlane. What happened between Roman and Daniel Bryan leading up to Fastlane are you going to remember for months and years to come?
Nothing.
Nothing. From Fastlane till now, what are you remembering from this feud? Nothing. It hasn't been memorable. It hasn't even been good. It has been weird. It has been awkward. It has been bullshit. Leading us exactly right back to where we started. Daniel Bryan has no fucking business in this shit. Other than you saying, it's going to be a better match now.
Nope.
Motherfucker, I was going to be fine with what Edge and Roman were going to do.
Same here. I'm going to be looking... that's why I don't mind it if it's Edge and Roman.
And I love the motherfuckers. They go online and they go, this wasn't a... Wait, when somebody says this is a dream match, and they're pissed off, and you got a little fucking WWE ball clinger. That's what they are, ball clingers. And they hang on everything fucking Vince does. And they went online and they went, shut up, that was never a dream match. What are you talking about? Well, that person just said it was their dream match. So who the fuck are you to tell them it wasn't a dream match? Fuck out of here. Now it's better because you have a third wheel, and now it's better because it's a schmaz.
Yeah.
Now you have multiple number one contenders. Now the lines are blurred and the waters are muddy, and you're okay with a circus sideshow because that's what a triple threat is. It's a circus sideshow.
Exactly.
You go online.
It's like a circus, really.
Somebody who said they're pissed off their dream match is canceled, and you try to say it's not a dream match because I said so. My name is Bob McGee, and I said it's not a dream match. And my favorite podcaster agrees with me. My favorite YouTuber also said that this is the right decision, and I also cling on his balls. So this is the right decision. I can confirm. I can confirm that this is the right decision. Adding Danny Bryan. Fuck you!
Yeah.
Fuck that! Fuck you!
I agree.
Fuck out of here, dude. I don't even know what you're doing on this channel. This channel is way too knowledgeable for your fucking jurisdiction, for your range of knowledge. You can't comprehend the knowledge that BC drops on this fucking channel.
His channel is a description down below if you want to go and subscribe and follow BC.
Between any three of these dudes. Right from the jump, it is a bad decision because the Royal Rumble is now rendered meaningless. You make the Royal Rumble a joke now. How can you possibly advocate for the Royal Rumble winner not getting his promised one-on-one match with a champion?
Yeah.
How can you, with a straight face, right there, the argument is over.
Yeah.
With a straight face.
I said it last week.
Say that the Royal Rumble winner does not get his one-on-one at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Because he's had an opportunity.
That's the whole premise of the Rumble. That's the whole meaning to go in there and battle 29 other dudes.
Exactly.
It's everything. It's not to have another guy in there. Where does it end? Down the road, this opens up the floodgates. Vince is going to have a fatal four-way in the future, trust me.
Yep.
Because it's an easy escape route. It's an easy way out. He doesn't have to overthink shit. He can accommodate a lot of different fan bases, and you could see a fatal four-way for a championship in the future.
Yeah.
Because that's what you people are now letting the door open, and you're letting him off the hook. Instead of holding Vince McMahon's ass to the coals. Instead, here we are today, and a lot of people are saying, I like this. It feels like WrestleMania season now.
I don't. I don't feel it's WrestleMania.
WWE is back.
I don't.
Fuck it is. Do not let that company and that old man in Stanford off the hook.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
I don't do it. I don't.
I ask of you, I beg of you, but if you're still gonna do it, then just fuck you.
I don't do it.
You're not helping the fucking community. You're not helping pro wrestling. You're making it regress. You're making it fucking more trashier than it's ever been.
Yeah, garbage.
Right from the jump, before we even start debating if this is a good idea or not, and we all get our panties in a bunch, and everybody starts fucking crying, and all the bitch boys
tears,
start fucking
buckets.
hollering. Before we even do that, let's just ask right from the jump: is this a decision that should have been made?
No.
The Royal Rumble winner did. And the Yes Movement 7 years ago when Batista won that shit. That is the one time that I could possibly advocate something has to be done.
Yeah.
The Yes Movement was something we haven't seen ever. Not even Stone Cold's rise. That's different. Nobody's going to get the pop like Stone Cold got. Nobody's ever going to have that meteoric rise.
Yeah, Stone Cold.
Hulk Hogan was even a different type of response.
Yeah.
But the Yes Movement was a whole different thing, man. It was a different beast. So 7 years ago, Mania 30, things had to be readjusted. Something had to be done. I don't know what the fuck happened this year.
Yeah.
A pocket of fans started mentioning Daniel Bryan online, and they got louder, and before you knew it, Daniel Bryan was inserted into this son of a bitch, and I feel like we're trying to fake what we felt 7 years ago. This is unorganic. This is far from the Yes Movement. I like Daniel Bryan. I do. One of the best wrestlers in the world.
Not a fan of him, but...
Cesaro should... If you're going to do a triple threat, I still would be against it. Cesaro would be more of a deserving opponent and more fun. Still would be against it, but at least Cesaro defeated Daniel Bryan a couple of times in 2021. So at least from the jump of the year, they were booking Cesaro strong. Here you have Cesaro beating D-Bry a couple of times, and Cesaro is in this match with Seth Rollins that you would see on a regular SmackDown, and Daniel Bryan is somehow inserted into a championship main event. And that's what I mean, it doesn't make fucking sense. And if you follow this channel for months, I've been saying this. When these bitch boy Bradens and crybaby Karens were online saying Daniel Bryan should have won the Rumble. And somebody like BC was like, why? What do you mean he should win the Rumble? Why? The fuck are you talking about? Daniel Bryan? All of 2020, he was booked into irrelevancy. Mediocrity at best. And then all of a sudden, these fans started coming to bat for Daniel Bryan, and I'm like, if you want him to win, cool. Saying he has to?
No.
Somebody like BC doesn't need to or even want to see Daniel Bryan win the Rumble. For what reason?
Yeah.
We're not feeling the same like Daniel Bryan like we did 7 years ago.
I feel the same way what BC's going through.
Maybe you can put the time, the effort, and the care into his booking. If you book him correctly for like 6 months straight, maybe we can get that feeling back. It'll never be the same like 7 years ago, but we can at least be on board with the booking.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. These people, how are people not on board with Daniel Bryan being in this main event? Why are they so pissed off? Because it doesn't make sense. Because they booked him like trash for an entire year, and then all of a sudden, and by the way, even in 2021, he did not win the Rumble. He got beat twice by good buddy Cesaro, and he lost twice to the champion. So what do you mean? How are we upset, or how does this not make sense to us? What are these people on? How do they not understand?
Some people like that.
That none of it makes sense. Or how do they not understand why people are not on board with their lackluster, mediocre, bullshit way of thinking?
Yeah.
We're not going to lower our standards. I can speak another swig.
Swig to you.
We're not going to lower our standards just because you're fucking stupid. So I was saying, from the jump, how the fuck does it... Everyone said, well, he should win the Rumble. Well, he didn't. Cesaro beats him a couple of times, but yet Daniel Bryan still gets a championship match with Roman at Elimination Chamber, at Fastlane. What the fuck about Cesaro?
Exactly.
Right? Let's try to make a new fucking star then. No. We're going to try to recreate something 7 years ago where that feeling is no longer there for many of us.
Yeah.
Again, that's the truth. So hopefully this was educational for those schmucks in the community that don't understand why people don't think this makes sense, why they're not on board with this, and why they're upset that they're not getting their dream match. My dream match.
Yeah, my dream match,
This is bullshit. Never
Bullshit.
at WrestleMania, when a dude wins the Rumble,
Yeah.
unless you have some freaky occasion and situation like what did happen 7 years ago with that Yes movement, that was something we never saw before in wrestling.
Yeah.
So Dave Bautista was out in left field with a hockey stick. I feel bad for the dude. But never should a number one contender winning the Rumble not be given his one-on-one championship match on the grandest stage. That's literally what the Rumble is for.
Exactly.
Nah, it makes sense. 2 weeks before this decision gets switched, this match is canceled. 2 weeks before. And there's people out there stroking Vince's ego in his cock.
I'm not.
Saying, this makes sense. Vince has redeemed himself.
Vince is an asshole. That's the truth.
Like
Vince has always been like,
fuck that, fuck you. I am not letting Vince McMahon off the hook.
Yeah.
I am not letting WWE off the hook.
I'm not letting WWE off the hook. I'm not.
Just because you like something does not make it right. Always remember that. That's why I'm always hard on Sasha Banks. This is a pro Sasha Banks channel. I'll be the first to fucking say with Bray Wyatt, and that's why I flipped out with his booking with Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell, with Goldberg at... Don't question why people are either upset and or befuddled at the nonsensical decision-making in that company. You can't possibly ask why people are upset in this situation. You can't possibly ask why people don't like this decision.
I don't like this decision.
Because you do. If you don't understand what this does for the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, the championship, everything loses its fucking prestige just because it's a good match, you can just cry your way into a fucking match. That somebody won the Rumble, what the whole event is based on, you can cry. The whole story Friday night was Daniel Bryan crying his way into the match. You can't tell me any differently. And then people lie to themselves and say, the story with Daniel Bryan has been better with Roman. No, it hasn't. Because not one memorable moment has been made in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
That's how I know there's been no story. None. If you had Daniel Bryan out of the equation, and we didn't have to worry about Fastlane or even Elimination Chamber, do you understand how epic Roman Reigns and Edge's story would have been?
Yeah.
They never had a chance. They never had a chance. And you have idiots, and this is why I call them schmucks, because they don't know what they're talking about. They literally are saying, Edge and Roman was boring me anyway. What do you mean? They never got a chance. How can they bore you? They can't bore you because nothing ever was subsidiated by it. Nothing happened.
Exactly.
Nothing substantial. Their promos were epic, so I don't know how that bored you. And then all of a sudden, Daniel Bryan was inserted to pump up Elimination Chamber Fastlane. So they never even had a chance. And the rare occasions they had, we were on the edge of our seat with their promo.
Yeah.
But they didn't have a good story. The Daniel Bryan one makes more sense because they have history. This is another one I heard. History. Nobody gives a fuck about their history.
Yeah.
7 years ago, it should have been Roman, and it was the Yes movement. Nobody's talking about that in this storyline.
Yeah.
Just because you think about that, it's not part of the story.
Nope.
Nobody is living 7 years ago. Get out of it.
This is now.
I love nostalgia.
This is now.
Right here and now.
Not 7 years ago.
I don't care about what the history they have. They don't have beef that lasted 7 years.
This is this thing. I agree with BC Amplify on this one because it's always facts and truth.
You have 2 weeks. You have I think two, right? 2 SmackDowns to try to make it seem like they have 7 years of beef, 10 years of beef. That hasn't been the story.
Nope.
So what is
they're just rushing it?
Roman and Daniel Bryan? Nothing. Daniel Bryan is stumbling over his words in his promos.
Yes, I noticed that.
You. I like Daniel Bryan. There's
Same
no
here.
justification for this. If you like it, cool. That's on you.
Yeah.
Do not question those that don't.
Yeah.
Because we will put you in your place. We will call you out, fool. We will call you out, fool. Has to be done. Nobody else will. B motherfucking C definitely will. The AMP unit definitely will.
Yeah.
And that brings me to my fucking thank you to all you AMP unit members, man.
Thank you. Thank you, BC.
SmackDown review. We went hard on this shit. You guys showed up and showed out, man. Those numbers, wow.
I agree with BC Empire on that one, because this is the thing with the fickle fans. If you watch clearly what he says, we don't want a smart triple threat match. We don't want this match to be at Mania. We want to see Edge versus Roman. Edge versus Roman would be a perfect fit. And you know what it did? The schmucks and the marks typing their keyboard. We want you, Brian, to be with Roman in the Yes Movement. Yeah, it's 7 years ago. 7 goddamn years ago. This is the thing with fickles, what I call them fickles these days, the smocks. Because I always subscribe to BC Empire. Go and subscribe to BC Empire and go and subscribe to him to his channel. Because he always says fact and truth about SmackDown, Raw, and NXT and AEW. But I had to watch it because about the triple threat, because I feel the same way how BC's feeling. Like, for me, as a fan of Roman, really as a fan of Reigns, and not as a fan of Edge, but it's good for Edge for winning that Royal Rumble, because Edge deserved to win that Royal Rumble spot. And then fans like, we don't want to see Daniel Bryan. We don't want to see Reigns versus Edge. We want to see the Bryan in the triple threat match. Yeah, you just smash all of our dream matches. Because some of us, the smucks out there, we want to see Edge versus Roman at Mania. And it's not going to happen because WWE and Vince McMahon and the smucks out there, they just want a triple threat match because it's the Yes Movement and it's the Daniel Bryan. I got a lot of respect for Daniel Bryan. I'm not a fan of Daniel Bryan, but I respect Daniel Bryan. But Daniel Bryan did not deserve to be in that fucking main event spot. See, this is how I'm not hyped for WrestleMania at all. If I was hyped, Edge versus Roman, for me, as a legit fan. But Vince, WWE, and the smucks and you want like Daniel Bryan to be in that third way with the main event. It's just pull the lead out because it's right in front of them. There's some smucks out there. Some of us, we want to see Edge versus Roman. But the smucks out there like, no, we don't want to see that match. We want to see B. Bryan to be in the main event spot. Yeah, no, Joe, you got what you have. You got what you... Congratulations to you. For me, that should be not a main event spot. No doubt, that should be not a main event spot. That... To me, I want Edge versus Roman. They should have leave it as that. But nope, all the smucks and Vince had to get paranoid and he gets confused. I was like, yeah, let's make a triple threat match. Who's going to be in that triple threat, Vince? I don't know, but let's put Daniel Bryan into it. But Vince, Daniel Bryan lost twice to Roman at the Elimination Chamber, and Fastlane. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Let's put Daniel Bryan in. But do you remember when Daniel Bryan lost to Cesaro? I don't care. But let's put him in the main event. One person we should blame: Vince McMahon and the fickle smock farts. But I will see you in the next video. I will see you on Monday Night Raw, because I got Monday Night Raw to do reaction of Rhea Ripley. I will catch you later. Because if you are in this channel, if you're a core channel of Roman Reigns, and you want to see Edge versus Roman versus Edge, it's not gonna happen, because it's gonna be a smoz triple threat match, because all the smock fans who wants the triple threat match. But I will catch you in the next video. I'll catch you later.